Hello, Noema listeners. Today we have a very special guest, and we will be keeping it real. We're sipping in our iced lattes, having a chill time, discussing, and we will do this episode in two parts. And one about the founder's journey, another one looking at wellness. And today and I can finally present Brenda Ros with me here today. Could you tell me about yourselves in terms like what do you do?
My name is Brenda Ros Mojo, and I am the founder of Natural Body Care by Ros. So that's my side business. At the moment, what I do when it comes to work, I work for a charity, a homeless charity.
Sounds.
And I've been doing that for over 16 years now, which is, I enjoy working there because we're all about helping individuals who are struggling and need that support.
I'm actually a bit curious. Can you take me back to how you started the business? 'Cause I know your mom, you mentioned before, was quite a big inspiration for you, or like the why of you wanted to go into what you do.
Yeah, I think it all started to come into my head first when it was COVID time. And I knew, but things wasn't very clear in your head. But you knew that because again, as I said, I was always about taking care of myself, what I ate, making sure I did my exercise, things, and I knew that I wanted to take it a step further in taking care of me. And I can't remember exactly, but it was like if my spirit was talking to me and the idea of products came. And I said, yeah, let me have a look at some of the products out there and let me see what's in the label. Because, you could take care, you could eat well.
And then you put all those deadly labels on your...
And then you have products that you're using that's going into your skin and your bloodstream, everything. So it kind of counteracting what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I would sometimes look at some of these ingredients and I couldn't understand these ingredients, and they had long names. Some just had numbers and all kind of different things like that. And then I came across some products that had shea butter and oils and essential oils. And so I started investigating more and reading up more. And I thought, you know what? I think I can make that.
Nice.
For me. Let me try. Let me just try a simple body butter with simple ingredients. No 9, 10, 11, 12 ingredients. Just simple ingredients. So I got
the real ones.
Real one.
Yeah.
And I read up on shea butter and so I got shea butter. I got jojoba oil, sweet almond oil. These were the things that attracted me.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't bother about essential oils just yet. And I in my small little kitchen, I started making it. Didn't come out right the first time. And then a voice said, nah, you see, it didn't come out good. You're not supposed to do that. Forget that.
Of course.
And I was so close listening. And I said, nah.
The shut up voice.
Nah. I said, you know what? I'm going to take a course. Get a little more understanding. All right. And I tried it again. All right. Okay. So I just tried it for me.
Yeah.
For me. And I gave some to my husband as well. And I tried it. And I said, okay, it's not bad. It's smooth. It's nice. Looking to see if any reactions. Nothing. Fine. I said, okay. So I bought, I think, the orange essential oil. Just to try, because some of these things are expensive, and the organic, when they were talking about the organic bit, that it doesn't have any synthetics in it, any chemicals, and it's so much more better for your skin. And I was like, okay, all right, I'll buy one. And I tried it again. I made it. It was good. And I said, fantastic, great, good. And then I think my husband said to me, why don't you, Christmas is around the corner. Why don't you get some samples and send it to your friends?
Nice.
Ask them to try it. Ask them to be honest. And so I posted some off to one or two friends who wasn't living too, close to me, and I gave to others. And I said, please be honest. I know you're my friend, but listen, please be honest. It'll make sense lines say, oh God, it's beautiful and everything like that. And they came back and said, wow, I love it. It doesn't make my skin oily. It soaks in. And Ros, I know you because you've always been a healthy person and stuff. So I know that what you're putting in there, I trust.
Yeah.
And then one said, oh, by the way, you know what? Can I have 3 of this? And it was the orange. And I think it was orange, and I don't know if it was patchouli or lavender. And they said, okay, can I have 2 of this? And can I have 3 of this? And I said, okay. And then the other one came and said, oh, can I have 2 of this, please? I want one for my mom and one for my sister. I said, okay. And the other one said, can I have this? And I said, okay. And my okay was like, okay. So it started there. So that's how it started, because they liked it.
That's amazing.
And they ordered it.
Yeah.
And I said, all right then, maybe, just maybe, take it one step further.
And it's good to have these supportive friends as well that actually ordered it. That's really nice. Because most people, when they're close, they think, oh, can you just give me this? Can you give me that? And at the same time, I'm trying to build a business. It's like I'm trying to make a living, which you're paying for those ingredients, you paid for the course, you're paying for that training.
Absolutely. It's not cheap.
No.
But what was good, I think great, what helped me to realize, because at first I said, oh, they're just buying because they're being nice and everything like that. But they started to reorder.
Yeah.
Okay, they wouldn't do that.
No.
The friends I have, they're lovely. But if it's not good, they wouldn't do it. So I knew maybe take it another step. Which then
the story begins.
Then that was tough.
Mm-hmm. So taking the step was actually tougher than that first trial.
Yeah, I thought the first trial was hard enough, and I thought after that, piece of cake. Just continue. Just everything would I would have the green lights all the way.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have any blocks.
Most of us think like that, right? Because we're taught, oh, you make a business and then you sell and then you keep selling and then it's so easy. Just have a website and you're done.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely. Like, I didn't know. So I was going into a world of the unknown.
Yeah.
Thinking it would be so easy. And my life would change. And, you'll be your own boss. And boy, was I wrong.
So how did the reality look like in that change?
Well, first of all, I didn't know where to start. I know, okay, I'm going to take that step. I know I need to get a website, because I was looking at Instagram and Facebook and things like that, and I saw people with it, and looking at other people's website. You're Googling, and because you want to get some ideas. I don't know diddly, so I need ideas, and I'm looking at other people's website. It looks fantastic. It looks great. I look at people Instagram, and they already, to me, they look like they've made it. And I but I still didn't know where to start. And thankfully, my niece said about Fiverr. She said, go on Fiverr and find someone who will be able to do your website. And thankfully, I found this lovely guy who I still work with today. And he and I had a nice long chat, and he helped me to understand exactly what I wanted. What is it that you're doing? Okay, I'll send you some logo example, because we want to make sure that your logo identifies with what you're doing. And that's how we started. And so he did my website for me. But it was about, okay, so I need pictures. I need to learn how to price up my ingredients. I need to find suppliers for, okay, what do I want jars? What type of jars I want? What's the size of the jars? All right, labels. I need to find a printer to do the labels. I need to actually write all my descriptions. All these things that I didn't even think of.
Yeah. The actual logistics.
Yeah. Which is so important. How do I price up? It's where do I find the suppliers? How do I find the best one with the right price? And that was one of the toughest times. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I felt I was in no man's land. I was definitely out of my comfort zone. And thank goodness for a few friends. I had a friend who owned a successful business, she and her husband, and she said, I will mentor you.
Amazing.
So every other week, we would meet up on WhatsApp, because she was living in London.
Mm-hmm.
And we would take the business step by step. All right. Okay. You need boxes. You need different things. All right, then. Look for a few different companies. And I would come back to her and I said, I found this and this is your pricing. She said, no, go with this one, that one, whatever. And then she talked me through how you do your cost price and pricing every single thing. So the shea butter, and how much of the shea butter you would need for one jar, and the oil, and how to measure the oil. And I made mistakes. I calculated it. I calculated things wrong. I had sleepless nights. I actually cried, and the old thoughts came back in my head saying, you see, you can't do it. And I heard myself saying, oh my gosh, I calculated this thing wrong. You are so stupid. And
it's a very relatable founder's journey, to be fair.
Stupid. And I started to compare with other people on Instagram, and I said, I bet they didn't make these mistakes, and I bet they look so perfect in everything they're doing, and look at me, I can't even do a cost price or find a good printer to print my labels, and finding the right jars, and what jar should I go with, and to write everything out. The worst was writing all the pages for the website.
Yeah. I struggle with that as well, actually.
All I can say is God gifted me a lovely husband who writes and who looked at everything and said, no, that doesn't sound good. Change that. You need a comma here. You need a full stop here. This, that, other. And he helped me. So you need genuine people around you, because you can't. For me, I couldn't do it on my own. If I didn't have the wonderful support of a few people, just a few, to guide me, who wanted the best for me, I'm not sure where I would be right now. So I'm always thankful, and I always tell them that. Thank you very much for all your help and support. They said, you don't have to keep thanking me. I said, yes, I gotta keep thanking you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to leave here and get to here. So as time goes by, you have a few people who will come in at certain stages to help you to keep going. As long as you keep going, people will come. And you don't need loads. You just need a few to just guide you. I mean, yes, of course, you have the support of your family. Your family want best for you, but you also need people who might have some experience.
Yeah. And sometimes, to be fair, even the close ones or family can be tricky because they can be like the brain, the safety net, right? When they're like, oh no, you're going to start a business, but you have a job. Why do you need a business? Yeah. Or why do you want to step that? That's such a big investment. That's going to, so sometimes we also have to filter in a way.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And your job, sometimes your job could be your purpose in life, but you'll know. And then apart from your job, sometimes you know, I have a purpose and it's not that. I'm thankful for my job, but my path for me is on a different stretch. So you just know. But the thing about it is not listening. You cannot always listen to every single person because sometimes, yes, your family will say, but yes, you have a good paying job, 9 to 5. You have a secure salary coming in. They saying that maybe because they want the best for you and they don't want you to end up in disappointment and things like that. Oh, when you know that you know that you know.
This is why that conviction in yourself is so important.
That's it. And that's why taking time for yourself is very important. So you could always continue to connect with who you are and what your purpose is. And it's asking, what is my purpose? Because everybody, I believe every one of us is here for a purpose. But we get so, I don't know, the system, the world, the day-to-day struggles and stress, it just covers up.
Too distracting. It's not designed for us to follow purposes. It's just designed for the economy. We're just some pawns in the economy.
Like a robot.
Yeah.
Get up every morning, you take a shower, you brush your teeth.
Now you must work and you must
go to work. You come home, you're tired, sit in front of the TV, whatever, you sleep, you wake up, and you do the same thing. You see, same thing because, yes, it's designed for you to be like that. Hopefully,
we can redefine that.
You'll wake up one day and think, nah, there's more to this. I got to find it. So it's searching.
Yeah.
You're searching and going within and spending time with yourself and asking yourself, what is it that I want to do? Is it work? Is it this job? If it is and you're happy with it, brilliant. But if you think, nah, something else, there's something else there, I'm not sure what it is, or maybe you might know what it is, something else there, I gotta investigate. I gotta go in deeper now. And just refuse not to give up and not to listen to anyone who might tell you, not sure.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And then for you also kept, of course, you have the passion and you found that I want to make this.
Yeah.
But you still kept your job.
Yeah.
So how was navigating that? Because it's also quite hard when you do the two. Yeah. The reality of it, right? But you felt it's safer in a way for now, also not to just completely jump in.
Yes, because I could not financially afford to pack in my job and go full steam ahead with the business. I wish I could, but I had to be realistic. I'm still not in that position yet because I realize the steps are small. Steps are small. And many times after my day job, I will be exhausted.
Yeah. And
I couldn't do anything. And as much as I wanted to turn on that, switch on the computer and get my book and start working on, okay, what's next? What do I have to do? I had to close it down. And I said, if I am not right, and if I am not in that state and have peace and everything, I cannot open my book and start writing or getting the ideas or going there and researching different things. I couldn't do it. And that used to frustrate me until I said, no, that's okay. That's okay. Don't beat yourself up. And there were times when I would finish work and I would be ready to switch off the work computer and turn on my computer and start looking and doing research and or go in the kitchen. And I said, you know what, let me try to see if these two essential oils would mix together nicely and how it smell, and let me do some sample so I could have my friends or family try it out. So it wasn't every single day I was able to work on the business. But what I tried to do was not let a whole week go by without working on it. Because the longer you wait, it's just easier to say, you know what, okay, tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow. It becomes 3 or 4 months. And so sometimes I would have to push myself and say, even self is 2 hours, because you're drained from your daytime job. But I said, if I could give myself 2 hours and do one thing, I will be happy.
And that consistency, which so many say is so much more important, because sometimes we do wait for motivation, but motivation sometimes is triggered by action. So it doesn't come that way around. We think, oh, motivation first, and then I'll do. But most of the times you have to be like, oh, I'm doing it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, it's flowing.
And absolutely. And you might find, okay, I'm going to give myself an hour. I'm going to give myself 2 hours. And guess what? When you look, oh my goodness, 4 hours has come and gone.
Yeah.
And you're so happy that you pushed yourself to do it, because you get more done and you realize, you know what, I only just wanted to do one thing, but I've done this, and this, and you feel good. We can't always wait.
No.
You tell yourself, I'm just going to do it. And that's another thing I learned. You can't always listen to hear.
No.
You just do. It's like me, if I want to get up and meditate. When I started to wake up early, I will wake up at 5:30, give myself half an hour to just sit there in the living room, be quiet, meditate, do my affirmations. At first, okay, you know what? Oh God, I'm really tired. I went to bed late. I'm so tired. Do it tomorrow. Tomorrow. Promise tomorrow. Tomorrow will come. Oh God, I'm so tired. You know what? I'm going to go to bed early so I could do it tomorrow. And then one day I said, you know what? No, tomorrow never comes. Just do it. And as soon as I heard the alarm, I didn't want to think about, oh, I'm so tired. I just got up and I did it. And then the next day I got up and I did it. And then the next day I got up and I did it. And now
you just do it. Because you're used to it.
I just do it. You make it a habit.
Yeah.
But you got to be persistent. You got to talk to yourself. You got to say, no, I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, sometimes you have to say to your mind, shut up.
Yeah.
We're not doing this again. We're done. Yeah.
And that's how I did also with the business, when I made a lot of mistakes. When I bought the wrong size boxes. When on the labels.
And you do everything by hand as well.
Yeah.
You have like handcrafted business. So it's not like, you don't just send it somewhere else for people to take care of it. You're really doing every single step, every single detail. It's on your hands.
Yes. And it takes a long time.
Yeah.
It takes a long time. You're in a kitchen there and you have to be melting the shea butter, the essential oil. You got to let it set. That takes a few hours. And at that time, I didn't have all the fancy mixers. I couldn't afford that. Now, on Instagram, I used to see people with the lovely big mixers.
Yeah.
This and the big kitchen. Oh, jeez. I said, isn't there anyone who's like me? Is something wrong with me? You know, those little cheap hand mixers?
Yeah.
That would take ages. And that's what I use.
Wow.
And I had to mix. And I'm thinking, oh, God, is this ever going to mix? Sometimes I would stop. I would use it.
We should put the label handmade, truly. Like really, truly handmade.
Oh my gosh, 100%.
Yeah.
It took a long time.
Yeah.
It took a long time to do these things. And it still takes a while. But I got a mixer.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, when I got a mixer, I was like, wow. It helps. I said, now I need two.
One multiplied.
No. But yeah, it's a step-by-step process. And I've learned, don't beat yourself up. Because I used to be saying, God, how come I'm just using this small little kind of mix to something. Oh gosh, why couldn't I have a big, lovely big mixture? Or why couldn't I have a bigger kitchen? And something said, listen, use what you have and be thankful. Be thankful. They're always looking at things as why don't I have this, or why can't I use this, or how come they have, and that was my problem. I was comparing.
Yeah.
So I was unhappy with what I had because I'm seeing what they have. And I just wish I saw I wish I saw someone who had what I had.
But the reality is most people don't even show that.
No.
And this is the thing. And then, because all the content out there is the get rich quick. You open a business and then it's done.
Yeah.
Or like, you're just going to get there. See, no one speaks about, actually it took a while. Even now you're still in the process. Not just like, I published it and it's flowing. It's selling out. We are done. You know, the reality is so far from that when you don't already come from money. Because you don't have that much money to put into paid ads or, you're just doing everything so organically. Like even the content, everything.
Yeah. And you remember, I had to use bits from my salary to buy the ingredients or to buy the jars or the bottles. So therefore, that wasn't easy. So you have to balance your responsibilities, your bills and everything like that. Plus, take some and put within your business. So I sacrificed. I had to sacrifice a lot of things. Whether I wanted to buy something for myself, whether I wanted to go out for dinner, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I had to say, you know what, there'll come a time, but that's okay. I'll take the money and I will put it in here. I'll invest it in my passion, in what I want. And I remember my mom always used to say, sometimes you have to make sacrifices in life. But you know what the sacrifice is for. So it makes it easier. Because you know what you're doing. You know why you're doing it. And it will pay off in the end. It will pay off. I don't know. Of course, you know what? It will be great if it paid off the next day or the next month.
Yeah.
But you just got to keep your head down and know why you're doing it. So yeah, there's a lot of things I couldn't do in order to try to make this work. And I'm glad. In a way, I look back now and I'm glad that I had to make the sacrifices.
Why is that?
Because I appreciate it more. But it also shows the resilience in me.
Yeah, I was about to say, you have the tenacity. You earn that tenacity with all the trials.
Yeah, and it makes you, it shows you the strength that you have. And, and I at first, again, you're always doubting yourself. But I realized, yeah, I can do it. And I did it. And the hard work, and I overcome that challenge, and I overcome that challenge, or whatever other challenges come in my way. Deep breath. As I say, survey your land. I survey it, and I try and make the right decision, and I keep moving on.
Yeah.
So, studies.
Right now, what is motivating you? What is the voice saying as a way to keep going? Because now you've been running for a while, so you're not at that stage anymore.
Yes.
Yeah.
About 2 years now, a little over 2 years. My purpose. my purpose, because I know I'm here for a purpose. I'm not just here to do nothing. I'm here for a purpose, and I want to fulfill that purpose. I want to be able to walk in my purpose. I want the freedom as well.
Yeah.
I want freedom to wake up in the morning and work for what I am passionate about. Again, I'm thankful for my work, because my work has helped me to walk in my purpose, right?
And it's still a purpose of good as well, what you do.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love being able to see people, to see our charity help and support people who need that help, who find themselves experiencing homelessness. Of course, it's a joy when you are able to support individuals.
Yeah.
And you know that you're putting them on another road towards becoming independent and having their own home, or dealing with other issues that they may have.
Yeah.
But for me, what's motivating me is I know I have to stay and accomplish what's in here. I need to get that out, and I want to be able to share that with other people. And I want people's skin to be looking good.
Exactly. See, there's a goal, which is, once again, not just for yourself. It's a shared thing.
Absolutely. For them to know that what they're putting on the skin is not going to harm them.
It's going to make them glow and smell nice.
Yes, and make them healthy. Because as I said, you could be doing the exercise, you could be drinking all your water, and not tap water, but drinking all your water and all these different things. But if you're putting a lot of chemicals in your body, it could in time, it could affect how you look, yes, and your different organs. And you don't want that. And I don't want that. Because many times we've been sold a lie.
Oh, yeah. If not the majority. It's all a lie. This is why now we need to redefine and find the truth.
So people have to start questioning. And a lot of people don't question. If you put something in front of them and say, hey, that's good for you. Okay, all right, if you say so, right. They don't investigate and say, all right, okay, you know what? Let me have a proper look at. And I tell my friends, I said, don't just take and accept and absorb everything that's been told to you.
Yeah, but we would think people are becoming more conscious because we know.
Yes.
And I think they are. But at the same time, there's also this media side because of trends, because of all of these people just following. Yeah. And then there's like, oh, I want to be beautiful quick, or the Korean skincare. I must follow all the 9 steps. And at the same time, they don't really look what's behind, what is truly organic. And then there's a lot of people just throwing the word sustainability, but then do you really have to check? I was actually trying to buy some bed sheets recently that were meant to be truly cotton, true Egyptian cotton. Or I was looking into bamboos, more ethical, more like... And then it was so hard to find real ones. I had to actually find one that had the stamp, because I realized there's a lot of people and a lot of businesses that throw the words out there. Yeah. And they're not actually delivering those products.
No. Or they might have some of the ingredients.
Yeah.
But it's a tiny amount of ingredients of let's just say essential oil. The essential oil is it's like maybe 1 drop, 2 drops. And it's, oh my gosh, it's essential oil. And I realized when I was studying and doing research, when you look at the label and the ingredients, if you see, let's just say, water and some other ingredients, in sweet almond oil, essential oil, the first 3 or 4 is the one that has the majority of the ingredients in it. But there are times when I used to be looking, and way down, I would see a carrier oil or essential oil in there.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, that's you're not getting the full benefit of those ingredients.
Yeah.
I like to see something where it says, let's just say a body oil, the carrier oil, and maybe the vitamin E and the essential oil. That's it.
Yeah. I like your labels. I've used your products actually, which are fantastic. And then you can just tell the difference. They're not greasy. They're really nice. They really go in. Your skin shines. And then you have that natural perfume as well. Because there's the natural smells, which I wasn't so aware how much perfumes are actually not good for you as well. Because they really can attack your hormones. And actually, we're just not aware of so many things because we're just so used to consumerism. Like we said, this whole society is made to consume. So actually to become more aware that we can be more conscious. Yeah.
And it's good that a lot of people are becoming conscious of what they eat, what they put on the skin, because again, if something is advertised on television, wow, well, of course, they want to help you. Of course, they offer you something that's really good and beneficial for you, not knowing it's more beneficial for them. They don't really care about you. They want you to buy it.
No.
And they're the ones that's really benefiting, and you're putting something on your skin, or you're eating something, or you're drinking something that's harming you.
Yeah.
And so now you got to really say, well, I'm first. I'm more important. And it doesn't matter what the big brands might tell you. You investigate. You go and you check. You take that little time because you're worth it, right? So it's a question. You're worth it. What if I'm worth it? Well, I'm going to just double check and just make sure that what I'm putting,
you're worth the real deal.
My skill, yeah.
Not just branding or marketing.
Not just branding, yeah. You take that little extra time and you check. It's all about checking and making sure that, yes,
yeah,
I know what I'm putting on my skin, and it's not 10, 15 different type of ingredients.
Yeah. And as a business person, to actually be a conscious leader or conscious business founder, it's much harder, right? It's harder because you said like, in the beginning you have to think, what products can I buy? So you obviously want to look for the cheapest, but that must not always is the good one, right? And then this was what people also need to become into awareness. Oh yeah, sometimes you pay a bit more for organic, but there's a reason behind it. First of all, there's actually organic products. There are actually organic elements to it. And then the handmade part that you said as well, it takes so long, which people just want, but why can't I buy this cheap one? Yeah, because it's full of chemicals. Yes. And those chemicals are cheap, so you can't really compare.
Absolutely. And so people, I think I'm hoping that a lot of people now appreciate the work that goes in to when you're doing something handmade, because, oh boy, I didn't know, and me in it, and talking to other people like me who are starting up, and it takes a long time, but also it's your values and your ethos, and you know that you want to do right by other people, and not a lot of companies care about other people. They care about profit. And of course, as a small business, you want to be, you want to, of course, make money so you could continue to deliver a good service and everything like that. But it is not easy, and it is expensive, but you're willing to pay that little extra to make sure that it's all natural ingredients, sourcing your suppliers, you show it's the right supplier that's delivering, and not just saying but delivering, but because you believe in your products. And so yes, it might cost a bit more to get the ingredients, but at least you know what, you're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
And me, I don't want my conscience.
I know. I was about to say, actually, you're a natural conscious leader. So for you, it's obviously like, you want to give the best, which is as it should be.
Yeah. I don't want to wake up and be thinking, oh my gosh, I don't want to be fooling anyone. Because in the past I've been fooled by putting all these different things, and next thing I know, it has so many different stuff in it that I don't even know. I can't even pronounce the name, and then when you Google it, I'm still confused about what it is. I don't want that. I'd like to think that my mom wasn't that type of person. She always said, do right by people, and people will do right by you.
Yeah. And I remember you shared once that your mom also taught you about aloe vera, which is quite linked to, your background as well. You were growing up with this natural ingredients.
Aloe vera was just right outside in our front garden. Long ago, so as a young child, we had the aloe vera plant, and to be honest, we still have it, because I went home, when was it, last year, and I said, is the aloe vera plant still there? It was, it's still there. God, you're so sturdy.
Nice.
But Mom used to give us aloe vera. Oh my gosh, she would cut a piece, she would peel the skin, the gel, and she would soak it there for, I don't know, I can't remember if it was for a day or two. And then we would have to drink that stuff. It was awful. 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 And she said, I don't care, it's good for you. You're going to thank me in the long run. It is good for you.
Imagine drinking that in London. You would pay for it.
Oh, gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
But we drank it because we had no choice. And she also used to say, if you once you peel the skin, because she never used to get rid of the skin, and she'll say, just rub it on your face. Or if we got cuts or bruises, say you're playing in the yard and stuff, and she would rub it on our skin. I used to see her rubbing it. I used to see her taking lemon and cutting the lemon in half. And she would rub it, on her skin, leave it there for a bit, and then she would wash it out. So all these things I was taking in, but I wasn't really taking in, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It was just being stored in the back.
Yeah.
Until
you were ready to
for such a time as this.
Yeah.
So having the aloe vera and having the different herbs that she would use for cooking, I'm like, okay. And she used to say, go in the back and pick this herb and for me and bring that in, and the shadow benny. I mean, people would know that because it's like a Western thing. Oh, maybe somebody might know, oh, shadow benny. I know that and stuff. But, all these different herbs she used to use. And not just because she's my mom, but I'm telling you, when I used to admire how Mama used to look. Seriously. And I don't say that just because she's my mom. But the woman didn't have any wrinkles.
She knew what she was doing, right? Naturally.
She knew what she was doing. Natural stuff.
Yeah.
Natural stuff. So I grew up with that. So why would I want to now do something else? I want to stay on that path. And I want to show people you don't need all the fancy, expensive products to enhance the well-being of your skin.
Yeah.
Simple things like lemon, like orange, like rosemary, essential oil, lavender. Long ago, people say, oh, my grandmother used to use lavender. Anytime I hear lavender, I smell lavender, I associate it with my grandmother. I don't want to be using that. Well, maybe your grandmother knew. Grandmother was smart.
Yeah.
Lavender does so many different things.
I mean, we used to use nature as medicine before. I think we I don't know what happened. Became an era of disconnection, right? And I think now people are becoming a bit more conscious. I think the more we go inwards as well, because now this like awareness and more this inwards, we're starting to reconnect more with like nature, more with organic ways of healing ourselves as well.
Absolutely. And the more you go within and your spirit starts to talk to you more. And then you realize, okay, all right, let me check this out, or let me search it, or maybe this is not good for me, or let me do this, or whatever. It takes you in a different direction. Because your true self, your inner self, which is your true self, starts to talk to you because you want to know, you want to learn. Finally, they want to know, to realize something is not right. Not everything that they see is real. Not every not every thing that glitters is gold.
Yeah.
So once you start asking yourself questions, you're going to get the answer. But you got to start asking. You don't take everything at face value. You got to be smart. You got to think for yourself. You know, if somebody says go jump, you're going to say, well, how high? Yeah. Okay, you want me to jump? I'll jump. No! You ask certain questions. What if I jump? What's going to happen? How far am I going to jump? Why am I going to jump? You know? And as I said before, I wasn't like that. This is good for you? Bam. You take it. Oh, you see the advertisement on television? Oh, it looks good. And the ladies always look good.
Of course.
And you tell yourself, I got to buy that because it's going to look good. Not knowing it might harm you. You know how many people have gotten sick just because of what they put on their skin?
Yeah, and then there's even like cancers caused by powder.
Yes.
Which are meant to be, oh, it's powder, it's healthy. And then you realize, no, it's not. It's creating really harmful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And it builds up. You might put something on your skin and you're not going to see any effects of it. But as time goes by, remember that thing is storing in there.
Yeah.
And you're putting more and more and more and more and more until you eventually start to see it. So let's open our eyes and be a little more aware.
In terms of wellness, what is that to you? Is there any advice you could share to the listeners in terms of how do you keep yourself? Of course, you spoke a lot about the mindset as well and what you do. Is there any other techniques that you keep yourself and your wellness up?
Wellness is a whole thing. Just for me, it's just not one thing. And I started trying to find things that would work for me. It may not work for a lot of people, or it might. So I try and make sure I continue to eat right. I bought a kind of distiller, so I distill the water. Or I might buy distilled water. So I don't ever drink tap water. That's me, because wellness for me is inside and outside.
Yeah.
I go for my mindful walk. I can't do it every single day. I would like to, but I make sure I do it at least 3 or 4 times a week. And especially on weekend, I will get up very early. And I like to go walking. There's a lovely path where it's trees and it's beautiful. It's nature. My God, I take some deep breaths. And as someone who I used to listen to on YouTube would say, inhale the good shit and exhale the bullshit. That's what I would do.
I love that. That's should be the new mantra.
And I used to just go and inhale. But the walking has helped me a lot. Just because there are times in life when I'm dealing with the pressures of the day job and the pressures of the business, and I would be so overwhelmed, and I could feel myself building with stress and anxiety, and I said to myself, I got to do something. And then it came to me, start walking. So I walk, but I also do power walk as part of my exercise as well. And I would sometimes listen to inspirational message, which helped me a lot, not a bit, it helped me a lot. And I'm walking there and I'm looking at the trees and I'm trying to be in the moment. And I'm saying, wow, this tree is beautiful. Oh my gosh, look at the lovely grass. I would see the cows. Oh my goodness. And I would just be in that moment. And then all of a sudden I would find myself in my mind doing affirmations. And I would come up with my own affirmations, and I would ground myself at times. So I would take my shoes off, and I would release all the stress, all the anxiety, all the fear. I release it into the earth, and I'm filling myself up with life force energy. And I had to do that over and over and over and over and over. And then eventually the anxiety would become a little less, and dealing with the tensions and the pressures of life become less. It doesn't go, because you'll always have something that will come, challenges, anxiety, but I know what to do. And I try to go to bed now early. I don't listen to the news, because the first thing on the news is always a negative thing.
Yeah.
I don't read newspaper. I've stopped looking at certain programs that will affect you subconsciously. If the program ain't uplifting you, then you better think very carefully about that. And also, so I surround myself with a small group of people who I know they are for me. Because there's a lot of people who will smile with you, and then when they turn around, they wish you bad. Yeah. Or they don't want you to succeed. So you got to know the group of people that you are with, that you will get good energy. You'll be able to give good energy to them, and they're giving you good energy. That's the most important thing. So it's a whole thing. It's just one thing you have to do. And that's for me, wellness.
Would you say that you can tell in your body, like when you make those choices? For example, like you can choose, or you can feel your way intuitively, like, is this the right person or not? And then sometimes I guess you can be more drained from certain people. Your body somehow kind of hints like what is right for you or not, if you're in this alignment.
The energy,
yeah.
I think once you tap into yourself, and once you connect to yourself a bit more, then if someone comes into your life, you meet a new person, you meet a new friend or such, your spirit will automatically tell you.
You're more attuned.
Yeah. And there might be times when you're not sure. There are times when you meet someone and boo, no, I gotta run. And then there are times you meet someone, you're not sure. So you might have to, gauge it a bit and spend more time with them to just make sure, you know what? Let me see if this person is for me or not. Let me see how I feel around them, the energy that the vibration that you're getting from them. And there are times when they turn out to be, you know what, person is fantastic, yeah. And then there are times when I realize, you know what, not on my level, because everybody's on a different level.
Yeah.
And everybody's going to be on your level. Not everybody's going to be thinking the way you're thinking. And so therefore you might meet someone who is down here, and they can't get but where you are at.
No.
And that's okay. You want people who are on your level and who are above, that you could learn from, that will energize you, will motivate you. There's a connection there. Right? And not saying people down here is not always because people down there they're learning, and you might be able to help them in some way to lift them up, as long as they're not draining you and not taking from you.
It depends on the energy as well, because some people want to drag you down instead of dragging themselves up. That's the big difference.
That is true, and that's why you always have to be in tune with yourself. Keep your eyes wide open and know when that's happening. And sometimes you may not know, you know, right away, but you still, it's hard to explain. The person themselves, they will. Hopefully they will realize something is not right here. And when you start to question, then you got to dig deeper. And there are times when, in the past, when, I'm not sure about this person. And sometimes it's what they say and also what they don't say.
Especially what they don't say.
Especially what they don't say.
Or the actions. Because a lot of people like to talk, especially from experiencing, friends or relationship. They say, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, it's going to be like that. Now I'm just like, I'll wait and see.
Yeah.
But that's not out of doubt. It's out of learning that some people do it and some people don't. And I like to do when I say I do.
Yes.
But it took a lot of disappointment to realize that not everyone's like that.
No.
Not everyone does what they actually say they're going to do.
Absolutely. And not everyone are who they pretend to be. A lot of people will pretend to you to be, oh my gosh, I'm your friend. I'm here to help you. I'm here to support you. I want the best for you. So you put all your trust in that individual, and then you could get seriously disappointed or seriously burned. So there's something I read somewhere where you test your spirit. I don't mean testing them and giving them a test and saying, okay, right.
Yes.
But the person will eventually show who they are. And I have had to, unfortunately or fortunately, cut off one or two individuals. Thankfully not a lot, because I don't have lots of friends. So I have a nice small circle. But sometimes you realize, this person is not for me. As you said, this person wants to pull me down.
Yeah.
Because they look and they realize they can't be there. So you might just, let me see if I can pull you down to here.
Because that's easier. It's actually easier than you taking the steps. It's easier to put like, oh, no, you come down to my level.
You come down.
Yeah, you come down. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you don't want that. You will not put here for that. You will put here to rise and shine.
Rise and shine.
Rise and shine. And walk in your purpose. Because again, I say we all have a purpose. Some people know it, some people don't know it. But you're here for a reason. And you'll have blocks in front of you. And blocks might be a thing, or it might be a person, it might be a situation, it might be even yourself. So, but once you know, there's more to me. Yeah, you take your time and you kick the wall down.
Yeah.
So it's not easy.
No. There's some people out there also having a job. How would you say, what advice could you give them in terms of if they have a job and they found they actually do have a passion like yourself that could be outside the job? Any advice in terms of how to navigate that first beginning?
Oh, God.
Because many of us might want to jump into it. I was one of them. I am a crazy jumper. But sometimes it depends per case,
It depends. It depends. Sometimes you're in a position where you could jump. And if you find that you're in a position that you could jump, do it. Do it. Just, make sure that your foundation is all right before you jump, because no matter what, you just don't want to jump willy-nilly.
Yeah.
You still want to make sure you have certain things in place. So when you go for it, you go for it. But there are other times, like me, where you can't. So you have to find that balance. But as long as what you want to do, you're passionate about, you will find a way. it wouldn't be a day off for tomorrow kind of thing. But tell yourself, I'm on my way. I'll get there. It'll take me a little while, but I'm going to keep going. And just make sure that you are taking care of yourself, because you're having to balance work and your business.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a challenge. And there are times when you may not be able to work on your business, but you're not gonna give up on it, because work is so full on. Just keep going. Don't look back. Just keep going. Cry if you have to, because boy, I did. Stop, take deep breaths, give yourself that day or two break, whatever. But tell yourself, I am not giving up, and I am going to keep going, and I'm just going to take it step by step. Step by step. Don't rush it. Step by step. And we want to rush things because we are a now type of people. We are instant.
We're hustlers, right?
Yes. And we want everything, time waits for no one. We got to do it now. But sometimes I've learned you rush things and you mess up. I'd rather take my time and know that as I'm going along, I'm learning, I'm growing. Yes, I might still make mistakes, but not as much as if I was just going in there. But everybody's different, But just don't give up. That's the main thing. Because if you give up, that's it. So you have to have that determination to say, I'm going to stick with it. And when you stick with it, somehow doors open up here and there, and you're going to find the way, the time to make it work. But don't look for overnight success. Just take your time with it.
Nice. Very, very nice. I think your mom will be very proud of you.
I know she's there. Because in here, when I remember certain things that she said when I was 16 and 17, I'm like, oh my gosh, mommy.
Not for that age bracket,
It comes back just like that. And recently, something came to me that she said. And that was the first time in ages, and I was taken back. I can't remember what it is. And I was like, wow, all these years. And that came back to me. And I know it's her there with me, guiding me, giving me the strength, and talking to me, and helping me to step by step. So, yeah, I want to believe that. I want to believe that she is there. So, thank you, Mom. Thank you very much. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am now.
It's really touching.
If it wasn't for you, because what I learned from her is she used to wake up very early as well. And I would see that because sometimes we had to get up. We had to get up early to go to get dressed to go to school. But I would see her sitting outside in the veranda, and she would have her Psalms book. She did that basically nearly every day. So that was her
divine time,
her time for her to pray, meditate, recharge. And here it took me a long time to get to that point where I'm waking up at 5:30. But I got there, and I'm glad. At least I'm glad I'm doing it now. So I learned a lot from her. But on a way, if you know what I mean, because at that time as a teenager, you're not really...
I think there's stages for everything, right?
Yeah.
And especially like this younger 20s, there's so much like experimentation, and everyone thinks it's like, oh, it must be done by now. I'm like, no, you're just beginning, right? And then you have your 30s when you're like, oh, okay. And then you get to your 40s, like, okay, no, so there's really stages for everything.
Absolutely. And, you want to be in your 20s that you know it all. and you got it, you got it down pat. But no, as you experience things and you overcome things, you learn and you grow. And we could only grow through experience. We could only grow through sometimes disappointments. And knowing that you look at challenges and disappointments as a way to strengthen yourself, a way to believe in yourself more, and in a way you're overcoming. I used to look at, I didn't want challenges. I didn't want disappointments. I didn't want to fail. Because I was looking at that as me, in a sense. Okay, I failed, I'm a failure.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want that. I wanted everything to go smooth sailing. And I it slapped me in the face. I got disappointed in so many ways. I had to face a lot of challenges in life. But looking back now, I as I said to my sister a while ago, I'm glad I did, because it shaped me. It shaped me into someone stronger. Believe it or not, you get that strength from going through tough times. And as the saying says, tough times never last, but tough people do.
Yeah.
And I realized that, okay, I got through this hurdle. I learned from it. It made me stronger, wiser, maybe see things differently. I got through that other hurdle, and I got through that other hurdle. So the hurdles that I'm going through with my business right now, I know I can get through this because I'm looking back at the experiences that I had to endure. I know then I can do it with this. And it's different type of hurdles.
But it's the trust in self, right? The trust in yourself that you can.
Yes. I know, there are times when you make mistakes, but that doesn't represent who I am. It's just mistakes because I'm still learning. I'm still growing. Oh my gosh, the amount of I made a body butter, and I put the amount of ingredients and essential oil. I'm like, oh my gosh, this thing is inching. I'm like, okay, right. But I learned not to put certain amount of drops or not to use that carrier oil mixed with this other carrier oil. But at that time, I was beating up myself and saying, you see, you're so silly. Duh, you shouldn't be doing it. No, that's not me. It was just an error. So I just need to tweak it. And I tweaked it. And it's working perfectly. All these things I'm learning, it has taught me, do identify yourself with because something went wrong. Rise up above that, say, you know what, I'm going to learn from that. And I'm going to take one level up. And I learn from that. And I'm going to do that again. And I learn from that. And I'm going to go here again.
Yeah. And sometimes as like business founders, we need to divide ourselves. That you are yourself, like you said, the inner being.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be your business. Although we do put so much of our passion, our heart, and especially when it comes from meaning and so far behind, then it's like our baby, right? But at the same time, it's us. So if the business fails or something became a mistake, then it's like, I failed or I did this mistake. But it's like, yeah, but this business, maybe it didn't work out like this. Doesn't mean that you're the failure.
No.
But we completely associate our beings to something we
That's it.
created.
You can't.
No. You shouldn't.
You can't. As a divine being, people might think, because we as a human being, we have imperfections. Right.
Yeah.
I say to myself, today I'm connecting with my true self. My true self knows everything. So I try and connect. I'm not try, but I talk to me.
Yes.
Right? I am me, a divine being. And that helps me in different areas of my life. And as you said, oh my gosh, if I fail at this, then I'm a failure. But no, me, my true self. I'm not a failure. Let me tell you something. I started off before doing natural body care by Ros. I wanted to make cards.
Cards?
Yeah.
Well, like oracles?
Handmade cards.
Oh, yeah.
And I was doing that for a while because I thought that was what I wanted to do. I just came up with the idea. I didn't go in within. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? Let me do some cards. Maybe I can make a business out of making handmade cards. And I did a lot of handmade cards. I tried to get a website and it flopped badly. I did frames where I would get nice paper and type poems in it and personalize so I could sell. And that flopped. And I said, well, yeah, I ain't gonna make it. I'm not a businesswoman. You know what? Just settle for a job and be happy with that, because you tried these two things and it didn't work.
Yeah.
So who am I to say that I want to work for myself? I want to be my own boss. Ain't gonna happen. Because I didn't identify with who I am. And I didn't really look within to find what my passion is. I was just trying this and I was just trying that. So it flopped. But in a way, I'm glad it flopped because, looking back now at that time, oh my gosh, it was awful. But it had to, in order for me to find my passion and understand a bit more about me and not to identify, because before, and even when I was starting this and I would make mistakes, I'm so stupid, because sometimes the old thinking could easily make its way back. And I'm so stupid. And no, you're not. You're not stupid. It's just...
See, if you had believed that, and if you had stopped, then you wouldn't have had now your own brand.
That is it. And so many people do believe, as you said, identify with what they're doing as themselves. So if they make a mistake, oh my God, I'm silly. If I mess up, I'm dumb, or whatever it is. And so what's the sense? I might as well forget it and just settle. A lot of people, settle.
In all aspects of life. There's so many people that really settle in all aspects of their life.
All aspects. And I think that's why when I chat to people, when I friends, or sometimes I might just meet someone, we might be somewhere and end up talking, and I always say to them, the first thing is know yourself and love yourself. No matter what, love yourself. You matter. Be selfish.
Yeah.
Self-preservation is the most important thing. So it starts there. Before you do anything else, you be right with yourself. So when you get attacked in different ways, you're gonna be like a bamboo. And when you see those bamboo, oh my gosh, in the wind, it'll sway. It ain't gonna break. It'll bend. It'll come back. It'll go.
Actually, you spoke about bamboo. Bamboo is so amazing the way it grows, because the roots take ages.
Yes.
And then in like 5 years, woof.
Yes.
But then the roots take the longest, like I think it's years, right?
Yes.
And it's built in. Really, this is how I see self-development, that inner work.
That foundation, making sure it's gripped and strong, that you can't just pull out or rip or destroy that foundation. So once that foundation is in place, again, knowing who you are, knowing your passion, and refusing to go left or right, but stay on the road. So it doesn't matter if the wind, the rain, the negative talks, the negative people, the mishaps, the failure, I don't even like the word failure, all the mistakes and everything, you're going to sway. because, of course, of all the stuff that you're dealing with and go left and right, but you're still going to stand straight.
Yeah.
And you're going to keep going.
And that's how you don't settle.
You don't settle.
Yeah. And I think that comes with everything. Like we said, like they're settling in everything, in like looking for a healthy relationship, looking for like ways of living consciously, ways of building your business consciously. It's because if you know yourself first and if you work on that, obviously you don't really find answers and then you're done. I think that's also something that will keep evolving. But if you do have this more self first, then everything else will be working in alignment. Then you will align with your passion, you align with this business idea that's more suitable. You align with this partner that's actually more suitable, rather than performing a self that's actually not you. Because then you align with people that are not you as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. So when you align with yourself, that's your foundation right there. That's you. You're going into that cement, you're in that soil, and you know what I mean? You're spreading your all. You know when you plant, or when you plant a seed, before you can see the flowers or the vegetable, it's down there.
Yeah,
it's in the soil. You can't see a damn thing. It's in there. It's doing its thing. It's grounded itself. And then gradually.
And that's why sometimes gratification too, it's tricky. I found that as a business that is, we want quick gratification from, I've done something. I want my reward.
Yeah.
And sometimes as even the same as business or doing our self-work, it doesn't show always.
No.
It's so invisible at times.
Absolutely. But again, it's the system. It's how life is now. Everything is quick. Everything is fast. You get fast food. Heat up things in the microwave quickly. We want things quick. You order something online. It comes the next day or the next 2 days. Fast. So nobody has the patience for something to grow. Yeah, and that's where that's where the problem is. And I thought, oh my gosh, hey, people like my products, my friend like my products. By the time I put the website on and have, and start advertising, my gosh, I'll be leaving. I'll be my own boss in no time. And yeah, it doesn't work like that. It might work for a few, but it doesn't always work like that. Again, it's a step by step. But if you're willing to hang in there, and you believe in what you're doing, and you know you're on your right path, you will get there. And I had to stop looking at, of course, you want to put goals in, and you say by the first year, I would like to realistically be in this position, and then in the second year or the third year or the fourth year. So, of course, you put things in place and you work towards them. But don't say, oh gosh, I start today and by in a month's time, I'll be on it. Yeah. Yes, everything. I'll be able to leave my job. I have maybe, I don't know, 2,000 subscribers or whatever it is. Nah. And you're looking at all these things, and when you don't get it, you're, oh my gosh, maybe it's not going to work and stuff. Don't look at all these superficial stuff.
Yeah.
You just focus on you and keep your head down. You have your people around you. Be sensible, be realistic. And, things don't grow overnight.
To find balance.
Yeah.
Keep dreaming, but don't know how to do it. Yeah.
Don't compare yourself. And when you look at someone, and that's the thing, I wish there were more people who were on social media and explaining the mishaps they experience, and letting people know it is not an overnight thing, because I think that helps a lot. Because a lot of people will identify with that. And there was one person who I saw on Instagram, and I think they had messed up on their labels badly. And I was like, oh my gosh, it's just not me. And I said, I'm so pleased that they were willing to show where they made a mistake in doing something. And I think that helps a lot, because sometimes you think, well, I'm the only one. And you're not. So there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn. But you're learning and you're growing while you're while you're doing your thing.
Yeah.
You're learning and you're growing.
And now you're setting that example, because you're talking openly about these things. You're being who you want to see out there.
Yeah. And I'm not going to tell people, oh my gosh, you start today and it's going to be, whoa, it's going to be great. You're going to achieve right away. No. But when you believe in something, you say, you know what, I'm going to work at it and I'm going to take my time. But don't look at others. Of course, you look at other people, yes, and you see what they're doing, but don't compare.
No.
That's a trap.
Because we always tend to compare up, but then there's people looking at you already saying, oh my gosh, she's doing her business.
But
oh my gosh, she's a small business. No, you don't.
You don't think about that.
You don't think about that.
You don't think about that. You think, look what I do. How come them? Why not me? Oh my gosh. And then, yeah, but it's true. You don't really think about people who looking at you, because you're thinking, I haven't reached there as yet. I haven't made it. So who's going to look at me? But no. There could be someone who is now starting, who have an idea and don't even know where to go, how to start.
Yeah.
Well, you start by getting a book, a pencil, and you're writing down. You just write. People perish with a lack of vision. So you have a vision, and you write down your vision. And you share it with only people you know want to see you grow.
Yeah.
And then you come and you take time, you visualize, you meditate, you talk to yourself, say, okay, this is what I have on my page. I don't know what to do, but I'm trusting and believing that the right people will come at the right time. I'll get the right answers within, because you, as a divine being, have all the answers inside. But because it's covered up with all kind of stuff, years of negative thinking and negative thought, and people telling us that we can't get in there. Spend time and write and go within, and then one day an idea might come to you. Oh, okay. Maybe I need to talk to this person. Oh, I need to research on this, or whatever it is. And you'll get one thing, and then you'll get another thing, and then next thing you know, you meet somebody on the off chance, and then things will come to you. It's like a couple of months ago, someone approached me by website, through my website, and they said, listen, I want 60 of your neroli and yang.
Amazing.
And I'm thinking, is this for real? Is this a scam? And I'm reading it. But they told me all about themselves, gave me the website. I went on there and I looked and I said, is this real? Sometimes you could talk yourself out of stuff, right? Because you can't believe. And I said, is this real? And I didn't reply for a little while. And then something said,
the daunting opportunities as well.
And that was the first time I've ever had a massive order like that. And I was like, wow. And I said, if I had given up, I would never have received this opportunity to collaborate with someone with orders.
How can people find you, like for those listeners? So you have the website and you have some socials.
Natural Body Care by Ros. You can find me through my website or my Instagram.
And TikToks.
Oh, yeah, TikTok.
Don't forget
TikTok. Absolutely. And you could send me a message if you want to ask any questions. I mean, as I said, I am me. I'm still learning. I'll always continue to learn. But I want to help people as well. I want to help people, and I don't want people to give up. God, I don't want people to give up. I don't want people to give up on their dreams.
Yeah.
So if they're not sure about something, or they want to ask a question, or they want encouragement, I am willing to give you my little 2 cents on what I have learned and what I have experienced to help you to go to that next level. That's why we're here. That's what we're all about.
Yeah.
It's not about just me, myself, and I. Sometimes you have to, but it's also about sharing your experience, what you have learned.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And definitely have a look at those products as well, because they really are amazing. And yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, listener.
You're welcome. Thank you.